So with that said, Eric, we would like to spend some time and chopping into some concepts. We only do it from the broad perspective. So we choose a word and we started off this series of June, actually last week, with the word of digital presence. We thought that word was meant to call on owners to understand that their digital presence as a business is very important. And today, I thought of another word. The hint is: have you ever abandoned a site because of a security warning? And most of us have. In fact, there are a lot of stats that
Oh, I don't
say
even
that
touch it.
we kind of like go, oh, okay, let's go to the back button.
Yeah.
Actually, in your case, Eric, you do inspect, correct? Like you go beyond what
Well, it
a
depends.
normal user would do.
Yeah, it
Yeah, like
depends. If it's a client, then that's a red flag. Is like, hey,
exactly.
I have extra work to do.
Of
But
course.
if it's a vendor or someone that I'm looking to use a tool or partner with, then that's kind of a red flag as to, well, how can I
Hmm.
trust you with my technology if you don't
Hmm.
have your technology secured?
Exactly. Well, honestly, that's exactly what I try to say with these two questions. They both portray kind of like we have a security warning, we feel a little bit, off. But then have you ever experienced an agreement based on nothing but a handshake, right? You trust that you're linking your way into the space, the digital space to a website, and the word was just enough, right? So the word of the day is related to that, and we're going to cover why does it matter? Why is this a competitive age? And some things that are around the news that are just, telling us, hey, look out for these things, and as a way to, just we care about technology. We love technology. We play around it. The way of the future is has been technology for many years now, and therefore this is very important. So, have you guessed what the word is?
Well, you asking me?
Uh,
I've already seen the presentation.
yes. Well, um, the
Here it
word of
is.
the day is digital trust,
Yes.
and
How do you build that?
um, wow, Eric, that's a really tough question. Um, just like I think there was a stat on a book that said that it takes about 2 years for a person to completely acknowledge your whole being and actually trust you completely. Like if you were to, meet your partner, your future wife, and many, in terms of people.
Yeah.
But then in the digital world, is less than that, is 30 seconds.
Wow.
So exactly. So the word of the day is built up by these other four core words. It's actually calling to understanding technology from a standpoint of the user and what a digital platform is. We often underestimate the online the safety and in protecting ourselves. But we have a way to protect ourselves, and we call on those, including ourselves, to implement some digital ethics in their frameworks by respecting other people around, others online,
Hmm.
and we have some responsibilities, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's this, and it's we're in this kind of like weird age as well because we're also the digital trust has kind of expanded into what's real, right?
Mm.
Into that I think what has made it more, which has really have been a catalyst to the other four, right? To the digital literacy. Well, how do you how are you now? You have to understand more of the technology so that your digital literacy is up to par to where your digital trust needs to be able to catch some of these technologies being used, right? So
Mhm.
you have to at least understand the technology. Doesn't mean you have to use it or build with it, but you if you at least understand it, then that will build your digital trust with whatever you're trying to look for. That and AI from online safety as well, right? Who is real? What information is real? The cyber threats with AI are now even more prevalent because
Sophisticated.
yes, because now you have AI malware that is now able to be dynamic and dodge security protocols in more of a real time. So now that's where really security, and then even the passwords, every aspect of the cybersecurity sector is like also been expanded because your six to eight character passwords aren't enough anymore. We're talking about 16 character passwords now. Well, how do you manage that, right? Because if someone really wanted to crack into your email or whatever, there's AI password cracks software out there that can infer all of the information that you post online and use it to try and guess your password. And if it doesn't have, if you don't have any of those two-factor authentications or other security protocols in place, well then how you're not really protecting yourself. If you only have a password, a username and password, it better be something you don't really care about. It should be a very low priority um, issue, right? Or platform for you where you're not really sharing any critical information there.
The conversation goes on into I am particularly personally a little bit scared, uh, but as a user, well, we don't necessarily, in my case, I don't necessarily handle, a high risk type of information. But for those users that do, obviously, this is a conversation that they need to have for their own business, for their own users as well. So it's a little bit scary, but it's also exciting. Exciting in a way of where the market is moving and the way that you can protect your information.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Digital ethics as well.